We will begin our field trip with religion in ancient Egypt, which began in 3000 BCE. Ancient Egyptian religion was an integral part of ancient Egyptian society. They had polytheistic beliefs, meaning they worshipped multiple deities. The architecture in the pyramids of Giza gives us more insight to the ancient Egyptians' religion. They are a more complex version of the earlier Mattabos constructed, which were a type of ancient Egyptian tomb in the form of flat-roofed rectangular structures. Because of the civilization's belief in a higher power, and that the higher power dwelt in the sky, pyramids had an extreme level of height, so its peak would be the first to see the morning light. This is in relation to the sun god Ra. The second stop on our field trip deals with the history of ancient Greece, Athens. During the Dark Ages, the population of the Greek peninsula began to exceed the land's limited agricultural possibilities, for it is an island of narrow strips. In search of a solution to this problem, they sought to look for farmland, metal ores, and trading opportunities. The city-states began a program of colonization, and they established new towns around the eastern Mediterranean in the Asia Minor, Sicily, southern Italy, and North Africa. The settlements were set out in an orderly fashion. The colonial settlements had establishments for recreational and entertainment purposes. Around this area was a protective wall, which signifies the Athenians believed in war. Our third stop is set in the past, with the Roman Empire, and we will begin focusing on language. Latin and Greek were the dominant languages of the Roman Empire. Latin was pervasive in the Roman Empire, specifically in the West. It was the language of government, of law, of politics, and of the military. Greek had become a shared language around the eastern Mediterranean and into the Asia Minor. It was the language of the great works of philosophy, drama, and history. Greeks were considered the masters of the arts of rhetoric. The dividing area between the Latin West and the Greek East passed through the Balkan Peninsula. While Latin remained the language of power of the Roman Empire, Greek came to be the language spoken by the well-educated elite, as most of the literature studied by Romans was written in Greek. They studied and often achieved a high degree of fluency in Greek, which was useful for diplomatic communications in the East, even beyond the borders of the empire. Our fourth and final stop will be on ethnicity of the Inca people who built but never lived in Machu Picchu. Their empire was the largest in South America, controlling what is now central Chile, Peru, and Ecuador, along with parts of Argentina, Bolivia, and Colombia. The ethnicity of the Inca people descends from those who immigrated from across Russia into Alaska and continued into South America. They became the natives in the Andes Mountains, developing a society with no written language, yet accomplishing many architectural feats. Their accomplishments would be lost forever after Spain took over in the 1500s. All their structures were made of stone, using wood and bronze tools in the construction. Currently, the indigenous people of the area around Machu Picchu now are referred to as the Quechuas, because of the language they speak, called Quechua. The people also refer to themselves as Runacuna, Quichuas, and Ingas, also depending on the region they reside in. The history of the Inca people is passed down through word of mouth, causing most of their ancient culture to be lost.